Kurt and Matt here. With Marvel now, there's so many new and exciting series that for new and prospective readers, it's difficult to know what to read.
So we're going to take a step back and do a series of videos telling you the gist of each comic book series, our personal opinions on each, and what's a good jumping on point for you guys.
We're going to sift through the dirt so you don't have to.
This video is going to take a look at solo superhero Marvel comic books.
The new Captain America series takes the character in a whole new direction. The familiar espionage and war settings have been replaced by a new sci-fi pulp fiction feel highlighted by Armin Zola's Dimension Z. Trapped in this world for years, Cap takes on an unfamiliar role. He is the father to one of Zola's test tube creations, a child named Ian, and despite the unique setting, remembers Captain America as a tale about family. It explores the connection between Cap's childhood and the man he becomes, and the father he hopes to be.
Rick Remender has created a fresh, bold take on Captain America. Most Cap stories are purely patriotic slugfests, but this series takes Steve in a whole new direction. The reader gets to see a much more emotional side of him as he deals not only with his past, but also raising a son. I would definitely recommend this series to prospective readers.
The strength of this series is Remender and Amita's ability to break down the psyche of a weary and injured father, showing a constantly beaten but not defeated Cap. The series motto of always stand up makes Cap seem like an overmatched boxer unwilling to be knocked out, an underdog I cannot help but root for. I think this is a must read for any Cap fan, but I have no problem recommending it to everyone else.
Daredevil is the story of Matt Murdock as he once again takes on the role of the man without fear. Murdock must juggle being a hero with the responsibilities of everyday life. He battles villains like the Coyote, practices law with his best friend Foggy Nelson, and must keep Kristen McDuffie, who is both the assistant DA and his girlfriend, from finding out his alter ego. The series has received critical acclaim, including winning the Eisner Award for Best Continuing Series in 2012.
What I enjoy about this series is how the story has been building from the onset. Each arc has added a new wrinkle, revealing a bigger, graver threat to Daredevil. The Claw, the Coyote, they all build to something bigger. And personally, I feel that Daredevil has grown considerably over the course of this series, something that can't be said for a lot of characters in other comics. The little things like Daredevil's trust issues to a character's diagnosis of cancer are handled intelligently and allow readers to truly understand the man without fear.
Writer Mark Waid has done an incredible job of providing a grounded look at the life of Matt Murdock. The challenges he faces out of the costume are just as compelling as the battles he fights as Daredevil. Chris Samney and the other rotating cast of artists have done an incredible job of depicting Matt Murdock's blindness. The way in which they depict his radar sense is truly spectacular. For these reasons, I believe that Daredevil is truly the best Marvel has to offer.
Hawkeye is billed as a series where you see what Clint Barton does when he's not an Avenger. We see him struggle with some pretty normal problems like setting up a home entertainment system or handling all his past and current girlfriends meeting, but we also see him doing more of what we'd expect of a trained thief turned hero. Regardless of whatever adventure he's on, Hawkeye's humanizing charm constantly reminds the reader it's not easy being a non-powered hero in the Marvel Universe. And with a regular supporting cast of Kate Bishop, a neighbor named Grills, Clint's dog Lucky, and any number of Avengers, this series focuses on Hawkeye's relationships and responsibilities as he effortlessly moves from one bad decision to the next.
David Aja's great art, especially on his covers, really sticks out with the series. I can understand that a lot of people really like this title and it has received praise from critics, but I just can't get into it. When I pick up an issue, I feel like I'm reading an image book. I can respect that Fraction tries to focus on other aspects of Clint's life, like his neighbors and sidekick, but the series is just so un-Marvel. Hawkeye feels so disconnected from the rest of the larger Marvel universe. If I wanted a change of pace from Marvel, I would just go read an actual Image comic, like Fatale or Saga. While this isn't a bad series, I just don't think it fits in with what Marvel is trying to do at a larger level. I read Marvel comics because I want that larger landscape to be important. Therefore, I'm on the fence with Hawkeye.
Yeah, I pretty much just love this series. I think it's perhaps one of the best things Matt Fraction's ever written. The dialogue is fresh and witty, Kate Bishop is absolutely amazing, and David Aja's art perfectly reflects the lighthearted tone. And the series really embraces non-linear storytelling and tries out some innovative yet maybe a little gimmicky techniques. I mean, there's an entire issue from the perspective of Hawkeye's dog. This series has single-handedly changed my perspective on Hawkeye and has made me appreciate the character in a way I never thought possible. I think this is a must-read.
Bruce Banner falls back in with S.H.I.E.L.D. in Mark Waid's Indestructible Hulk. This time, he wants to make the most of it. As Dr. Bruce Banner, he attempts to use his incredible intellect to solve some of the complex problems the world faces. As Hulk, he wants to use his unstoppable power to safely and responsibly do good. He joins S.H.I.E.L.D. in their raids of AIM bases and recruits his own team of scientists to create solutions that will shape the future. With the best of intentions, what can go wrong?
Let me first preface that I have never been a Hulk fan. His comics are just too much action, too much smashing, and I'm not a fan of that. This comic does have a lot of action, which I suppose any good Hulk comic should, but it also has some very smart moments where Mark Waid uses Banner's intellect to examine some of the scientifically undefined parts of the Marvel Universe. And by being part of S.H.I.E.L.D., the creators are free to team up the Hulk with nearly anybody.
I was somewhat disappointed by this series. With Mark Waid at the helm, one expects the series to be at the same level as Daredevil. Unfortunately, I think it falls short. While Waid attempts to focus on the non-aspect hero Banner, he just can't pull it off in the same way he does with Matt Murdock. You would be much better off reading Daredevil instead of this title.
Carol Danvers gets a new costume and a new name in the series Captain Marvel. The series explores Carol's past and motives as we learn more about what it means for Carol to continue Mar-Vell's legacy. Kelly Sue DeConnick puts Captain Marvel in unique situations, playing to the character's strengths, her raw power, her strong will, and competitive attitude. The series jumps from adventure to adventure, taking readers from World War II in Peru, to fighting a giant mech off the coast of New Orleans, to everyday life in New York City.
I'm just not a big fan of this series. The art bugs me to the point where I can't enjoy an issue. In addition, I've not liked the story arcs so far. The early stories were all Earthbound. Ms. Marvel is such a cosmic hero, and DeConnick should be taking advantage of that. During AVX, Carol temporarily sided with the Kree. The story may pick up as the Enemy Within crossover unfolds, but for now, I'd skip this series.
It's taken a while, but DeConnick has developed a unique and interesting voice for Captain Marvel. Her wry and fiery attitude has really shone through lately. Though the first two arcs felt a bit scatterbrained, the connection to Carol's powers and her past, the villain Yon-Rogg, Monica Rambeau, the previous Ms. Marvel, and references to the Psyche Magnetron all point to the fact that DeConnick is laying the foundation for a big story. Nonetheless, my interest in this series has wavered depending on the artist, which seems to change with each arc. Personally, I'm on the fence.
Red She-Hulk features Betty Ross, the daughter of General Thaddeus Ross, one of Hulk's major nemeses. She wields not only the tremendous power that comes with being a Hulk, but also the stigma. In an attempt to stop a dystopian future, she attacks the government program called Echelon. Echelon is a super soldier program that uses convicted felons as test subjects. Red She-Hulk's interference leads her to be hunted by the likes of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers.
I've always kind of enjoyed Jeff Parker's writing style. He's definitely underappreciated in Marvel, and he does a good job of filling most issues with as much relevant and cool plot points as possible. But I haven't always been a fan of his Red She-Hulk. Sometimes the dialogue, especially in the more recent arcs, has been a bit dull. Plus, the series has been cancelled and will end with issue 67. For that reason alone, I'd skip this. No point jumping on now.
I think this series has severely lacked any real exciting moments. While there have been a few minor gems, like a team up with Machine Man and seeing Mount Crushmore, Red She-Hulk just isn't worth your time. The simple truth is that if you were to rank the Hulks by how interesting they are, Betty Ross would finish 4th.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics. We'd love to hear your own comments on which of these series you like.
Also keep an eye out because we're going to be releasing more videos like this one featuring all your other favorite Marvel Now titles.